Hey everybody, and welcome back to Hex Token and Superman Crypto. Of course, streaming to over 9,600 subscribers, heading towards that big 9,700 mark. Don't forget to subscribe on the way in and hit the bell notifications for every daily video. So get into it. We are documenting the PulseChain launch, and of course, we're moving on with that. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're currently finishing up day 108. Can you believe it? 108, and of course, we're almost close to the end of August as well. So we're going to be starting up September soon, and of course day 109 later on towards the end of the live stream. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Let's get into the chat though and say hello to everybody. And don't forget, all the socials been updated in the video description. And so get into that, and of course a lot of useful links to buying and selling on PulseChain, and of course bridging in directly on the Coast on-ramp as well. That's got Brian's referral. So support Brian. He's number 3. Help him get to number 2. It's definitely possible. Definitely the fastest way to bridge on stablecoins. And we've got a lot of updates around the Coast as well. I didn't put that in the title video, but we've got updates for Tetra, liquid loans, internet money, wallet, and of course Coast. We're also going to talk about PHUX briefly. And of course, we've got a new utility about to launch in a couple of days, VerifyPLS. So you may not have heard about that, but VerifyPLS, that's a utility that's going to be launching in about 3 days or so. We're going to check that out on the timer. So as you know, we're going to be covering documenting PulseChain. It's going to be a lot of fun. Now, just let me see that everything's going okay. Looks all right to me. Let's say hello to everybody who lies beneath. Hello, how are you today? Very good, of course. Some of you may have just come off Rags to Riches live stream, but earlier I saw that. At least I dropped in for a little bit. And of course, Brazology for president. I think that's what I wrote there, Brazology for president. So it's pretty cool. We got Hex, EHEX, PLS, and PLSX for the win. And don't forget incentive token. And of course, that's the title of the video, PulseChain prices pump. And we're going to be looking for a very important close today. So we've got 26 minutes until the daily close. Let's fingers crossed we get the close, because I really like that. Just the bodes and confidence. But we certainly had a very nice rally. That's for sure. We got Brian in the house. Yes, up, folks. We'll be listening for a while to start. Nice one, Brian. Welcome to the chat there, one of our 2 community leaders. Humberto says, yo, Superman from sunny Dominican Republic. Hey, Humberto, very, very cool. And welcome, of course. It's been awesome to see PulseChain ecosystem's prices stabilize. If this holds a couple more days, we may have seen the bottom. That's right. I think that's a fair comment, Humberto. So that's what we're looking for. That's why I'm looking for the close today for PulseChain over 4,000. We will see how we get on. Uncle Well says, hey, everybody, let's get the show on the road. Yeah, I was a little bit late, but we got there in the end. We got Archipelago as well. Hi, all. Good to see Archie. Archie's been killing it with the intel. If you like to get early in on projects, Archie's one of the people that posts in our Hex Token Discord. And, of course, you get in early on a lot of projects, a lot of the alpha early. So definitely a great place to be. We've got easily the most engaged community inside the PulseChain community. And you can, if you don't believe us, go check out some of the others and then come back to Hex Token and see. You can test it for yourself. I'm quite happy to put that up for the challenge. Hex Token, everybody. Sandy Beach in the house. Yeah, we've got a number of rising influencers as well in our Discord. Sandy Beach and Archie are both one of them. So very, very cool. And welcome to the chat. And I retweeted Sandy Beach's health and fitness update today because it was so good. So big shout out to Sandy Beach leading the way. And I'm on day 38. Can you believe it? 38. I thought it was already on 38, but I'm on day 38. That's my walk today. It is sunny outside. We have only got a couple of days left of official winter here, but it feels like almost a spring day, say, or something like that. It's very, very nice outside today. Joey Torres as well. Hi, Joey. Good to see you. Welcome to the chat. And Jenny as well. Good morning, fam. One of our moderators. Good to see Jenny. We got Wookie as well. Another moderator. Wookie X is here. Never fear. We got Hexcavator. Hey. Hexcavator is here. Does all the heavy lifting. Is the old Hexcavator. And there is our link to the Discord if you haven't joined. If you're on Superman Crypto particularly, join up to Hex Token Discord there. Get in. It is a great place to be. And, of course, the HT community is awesome. It is indeed. All right. We got Christian as well. Good to see you, Christian. Hey, familiar. Good to see you, Christian. And we got Bloodfish King. Welcome. And, of course, thank you from Sandy Beach. Very nice. And we got Adam. Just got here. Adam's here. Never fear. Hey, I'm rhyming all day today. I don't know what's going on, but I'm rhyming. All right, let's get into it, folks. Let's pull up. Let's start with the show. Let's get the show on the road. And, of course, here we are. We're going to start off with the stock market, actually. So let's do it. Let's go. That's where we're heading. Let me get my right view. There's a view I prefer. Bam, there we go. So good news on the stock market today. A green day. So we want green days. They're nice. Dow Jones up 0.6%. S&P and is up 0.6%, and the Nasdaq up 0.8%. So really nice little green candles there on the stock market. Very, very cool. Basically risk on, right? Risk on. We like risk on in crypto. Oil's around $80 to $84, and gold is sitting at about $19.50. Pretty much stuck. Gold is at that price. Silver at $24. So that's pretty much it on the commodities as well. And look how quickly we covered the stock market and commodities in one go. How about that? But we've got some updates here about the Federal Reserve, which we're keeping a monitor on. Top tier this week, set to shape the Fed policy. Market direction will be dominated by, so we're going into September, right? And of course, typically September can be a bit of a FUD month, a bit of a down month. And of course, we didn't have a great August by comparisons to earlier in the year. So we're just keeping our tabs on this. Market direction will be dominated by top tier economic data this week, including fresh inflation data and July's monthly jobs report slightly for Thursday and Friday. So the end of the week, folks, keep a tab on that. The key economic data releases this week are the JOLTS job report openings on Tuesday and the GDP, Q2 GDP. So ending June, their revision for Wednesday. It's going to have poor PCE as well and on Thursday, and the employment ISM reports on Friday. So there's a lot of data coming in this week. And of course, this will fed into the Fed, right? Federal Reserve. The data will likely filter into the Fed's thinking on monetary policy ahead of its September 19 to 20 meeting. So that's when the next meeting's coming up, and are set to arrive following fresh signs that the Fed is likely to keep rates higher for longer. So boo-hoo on that, unfortunately. But let's see what happens with this data coming out. As expected, Powell's remarks on Friday were relatively hawkish. So that's last Friday. And of course, in nature, as the committee continues to grapple with higher than expected inflation amid a stronger than expected economy. So that's kind of the sum up there. And if we go look at the Fed rate calendar, we can see what's going on there. 3 weeks and 1 day to go, basically, until that next meeting. We'll keep an eye on that, particularly in September, which typically can be a down month in the market. So we're going to be watching that. At the moment, we've got 80% of people thinking that it's going to be a no change. So that is good news at the moment. That's at 5.5% on the federal funds rate. That's a no change. Only 20%, 1 in 5, think that we're going to give another rate hike. And really what we want is we want the last hike to be the terminal rate. That means we're not going to go any higher than 5.5. And of course, but we probably will have it up for longer, which is a pain in the butt. But because it's going to have more havoc on the real economy over time. So at the moment, it's having a dim impact in terms of the economy still doing pretty well, and jobs and particularly staying robust despite fractures. Although we are seeing issues in the housing market and lending and things like that. So it is hurting certain people. And so we are definitely seeing some things in that area. All right. That is the stock market. We covered the financial markets all in that couple of minutes. How about that? It's not too bad. Now we're moving to crypto, of course. BTC is at $26,108. It's pretty much flat. We're staying here at the moment. Some market people are looking for a bounce down below 25 to push higher before they buy in. And of course, we've seen over the weekend, we saw a lot of shorts sort of taking place, taking bets. And so we're going to see what happens here for September. Like I say, August hasn't been the best of months, but September is normally when we could have a down market. And so people have been talking about that. So we'll keep an eye on that. Maybe we might have a surprise to the upside. We will see. Ethereum at the moment, $16.53 is the price. BNB is at $218. And everything's pretty much flat there. SHIB, of course, with the Shibarium, they managed to get that all relaunched with the bridge opening up, but it can take apparently hours to a week to get funds over. I'm not sure if it's still like that, but that's what's happened when they opened it up. So SHIB's still having a bit of a blockage there, but that does seem to be up. But the markets, the excitement went, right? It dissipated. The excitement's gone. So it's not much has happened in that space. And of course, don't forget Bone is also the other token, not just SHIB, but Bone is also the token there. So not the best launch, and that's what happens in crypto, right? But often we'll get people selling the news anyway, right? That happens too. The other thing, of course, is that Balancer, the fork of the Balancer. And of course, we have our own fork of Balancer P-Hux there from the PH Universe team. We saw them launch Aave yesterday, the Fiat fork of Aave yesterday, which is exciting. But of course, their Balancer fork has been very, very, very exciting. And that has done very well. So we're going to bring that up as the first news. We got $25 million locked in the PHUX. I don't know whether they're affected by the issue. Obviously, if you're forking the same code, presumably they may be. I haven't looked at it in enough detail. Yeah, it's there was I think a 700,000 plus a hack on balance or something like that, and so that's definitely an issue. So we'll be trying to keep tabs on that. Yeah, $900,000 little hack there. This was after an issue was disclosed by Balancer, and of course, then a hacker came in and hacked them because there's terrible people out there, and that's just the way it goes. So we'll see whether that's it's a small hack by comparison. It says 900,000, but let's see how we get on there with that. So that is that, and maybe that's an issue for the devs of PHUX to work out if they are vulnerable to it. But at this stage, everything seems to be okay. TVL at 25. So I'm not exactly sure the specific a bug that came out because I haven't read that, but that's definitely part of the news there for crypto. So yeah, Shibarium and everything else not too bad. So that is pretty much the stock market holding up as we speak. And that brings us into, of course, PulseChain, Pulse gains, and we want a close over 4,000 on Pulse. That's going to be very bullish. We've got 17 minutes to get it. We need 17 minutes. We've got the close on the daily. And of course, if Brennan's in the chat there, let me know what you think on this because he's our TA specialist in our Discord. But quadruple 0401 is where we are at the moment. We want a close here. We want to get a nice little close on this. This is very bullish because that means we've laying a new foundation potentially. Like probabilities on our favor. Let's put it that way. Probabilities on our side. So at the moment, we've got quadruple 0401 up 8.32%. We're now at 40% of sacrifice price, which is much better to be. Let's go check out the chart over the hourly. This is the hourly chart, and you can see we've had a very strong move on the hourly. Look at those hours. These are little, every candle's an hour. That's a pretty strong move. We had a couple little sell-offs as we zigzagged up, and now we're at the yellow line. We talked about this the last 2 days. The yellow line is quadruple 04, and we want to get over that. At the moment, we are teasing itself, and we've got about 15 minutes to go. So fingers crossed. We have powered over it a couple of times, but we want a daily close over it, in my view. So this is my assessment here. Let's see why I've given this assessment, because here we are. Let's go to the 4 hourly actually, because 4 hours is a bit better to see it. 4 hourly, we had this high here, right? This high at pretty much at 4,000, just below 3,900, and we came all the way down here on the 4 hourlies, the 4 hourly candles, all the way down to quadruple 033. And of course, we want to power back up above this high as we were coming down. This lower high. So we want to cover above that and change the structure of the down chart, right? So that chart there on the 4 hour from the SEC event, we wanted to start changing the structure, and looks like we may be very well there if we can get this close over 4,000. Be very, very nice for the charts. And maybe we just, after that, we just sort of straddle here a little bit before we make another move, right? Something like that. That's fine. Anything that's above this line is a fine move, right? I think we can all agree. That would be pretty good. Now, obviously, people have had the opportunity to pick up more volume, dollar cost average, all that good stuff. So congratulations to you if you're out there. If you didn't get fudded out, you didn't sell your bags out and all that sort of stuff, congratulations, and onwards, upwards. PulseChain is still rolling out. You know, we don't dismiss the SEC event, of course. It is an important event. And, of course, we do have yesterday we had the date come out around November. I think it was the 28th, wasn't it? Yeah, so for the hearing. So we're not dismissing that, but of course, PulseChain itself is the people's chain. It's run independently by the validators. We've got close to 40,000 validators running it. This is a people's chain, and it is DeFi. It's decentralized around the world. So, it's not much you can do about that. The other side of it, of course, is that what was I going to say? I've forgotten what I was going to say about that. So it's decentralized, and I had another point about that, but if I remember, I'll come back to it. Anyway, so we're at 4,000 at the moment, and this could be a very bullish close if we can hold this on for another 14 minutes. Fingers crossed on that. So that's looking pretty good on Pulse. Let's jump back to that. I'm going to remember later on what I was trying to say, but there we are. PulseX, we're at quadruple 0113, and of course, we're up 5%, so not as good as Pulse. But not too bad. And one Pulse at the moment will get you 3.56 PulseX. Like I said, I think we're going to get a PulseX snapback. Obviously, we've had changes in the PulseX buy and burn, and we've also got a new version of PulseX on testnet. So we may very well see that soon too. There are definitely changes going on with the PulseX DEX there. and so we're looking forward to that too. But at the moment, of course, we've been tracking pretty nicely. The buy and burn, based on the last record here, is 382.2 billion, and that is 1.84% of the buy and burn. But of course, there is, I was supposed to bring that up. My bad, I forgot to pull up all that stuff about PulseX, but basically that's the summary of what's going on. There's a one on testnet, and we're expecting to see some update there on PulseX. Stay tuned for that. Anyway, so that is where we are at the moment. Let's have a quick look at the hourly chart. That is pretty much that. So we did see someone sell off some PulseX and send us down. They sent us down, which kind of shocked there down here, this big sell-off here. We saw that in some big volume, and apparently they switched over into Hex. Apparently, I didn't follow the chain work where someone said they switched into Hex. And anyway, the PulseX took a while to recover, which was a pretty good trade if you want a ratio trade. Depending on where you think this is going to spring back at some stage in the future. But PulseX, they're back at quadruple 0.1131, so not bad there either on the old PulseX. Looking at the 4-hourly chart on PulseX, we're also up in positive territory. I would say that if we can stay above here, would be pretty nice. I would like to have got a bit higher, maybe even up to 1230. That's kind of where we want to get over this. But, it's not too bad at this stage. Not as strong as Pulse, but not too bad. And we could have quite the whiplash here. Whiplash. We get the spring back for the old PulseX. I think relatively some stage in the future, it's going to have a big relativity play in its favor. And because it's only 11% of the sacrifice prices, that we're going to watch out for that. So that is cool. Incentive token at the moment is, let's have a look at the daily, before we move on. That is the daily chart there for PulseX. We've got a nice little, what I saw, quasi-bullish doji there as well. So that moves us into incentive token. At the moment, that is up 5%, pretty similar to PulseX, $1.29. But the ratio is what I look at, 32,100 Pulse per incentive token. We now have 9.3 million incentive tokens in existence, but 53,000 have been burned by the TRH protocol, which is 0.569%, which is not bad at all. So let's go to the incentive token. That is the price there, $1.29. But let's do the ratio. And we can see the ratio there. Yesterday we had a nice little pause. See that green pause there? We had a pause. Today we've had a pretty big down. And of course, they're probably also reflecting the PulseX changes, and the larger holder that sold down PulseX probably reflects that too. 32,100 is where we are at the moment. All right, let's jump back over to Hex. Talk about Hex, baby, because Hex has been the star of the day. It's nice to get everything else back, and particularly Pulse is the important one, getting back over 4,000. That's very important. But the other one, of course, is the star of the day, Hex. Can't keep a good thing down, right? Hex.com. Check it out. Links in the video description. You can buy Hex on Ethereum, Hex on PulseChain. And, of course, you're getting in at a very nice level indeed. So 00838 is the PHEX price. That will get you 208 Pulse at the moment, which is dramatic. I think we were down at like 180 yesterday. Now it's at 208 Pulse per 1 PHEX. So that's a pretty nice ratio trade, depending on where you're seeing. But of course, if you're bullish about Hex and the fact that it is a minor CD, as I call it, I phrased that. Did I phrase that? No, probably not. But it's a minor CD, and there we are. Certificate of deposit, minor CD. You're mining your own Hex. You're the one that interacts with the immutable code. Maybe that's what my point was before about being the fact that we're in DeFi and immutable code. Not only do we have our chain run by independently around the world by validators, but of course all the codes are mutable, DeFi, true DeFi. So you interact with it, you mint your own Hex, you mining with T-shares, all that good stuff. Anyway, we're up around about 20% at the moment on 24 hours. And of course, EHEX at the moment is also took a little while for EHEX to start moving up. It moved up a little bit, up to 0.004, so 4/10 of a penny. The combined price of EHEX and PHEX is 1.24 cents, which is a power move. That's fantastic. We love that sort of stuff. That's a power move. Back up, man. Oh man. We've been down pretty low, haven't we, on that combined price? But that is pretty good today. 1 PHEX will get you 2.08 EHEX at the moment. So PHEX has come back into all strength because it was weak for quite a few days. Let's pull up the combined price because I haven't actually got that up. And we're going to have a look at PHEX and HEX charts. So let's have this PHEX on the hourly. Look at that power move. Really nice power move here. And we've actually been as high as 9/10 of a penny on the old PHEX. So a really, really nice move. We had a bit of volume coming in here during the mid part of this rally. And let's see if we can get some more green volume candles like that. to push us up back over 1 cent on PHEX. That'll be pretty cool. Let's have a look at the 4-hourly chart on PHEX. Looking very strong, and of course we can get a nice close here up around where we are at the moment, maybe even a slightly higher. We've got 8 minutes to go. That would be pretty cool. We've got a bullish doji on butterfly. Well, it's not quite a butterfly doji, bullish doji there sitting on the 4-hourly as well. That bodes well for moving higher as also, so looking good there. And on the daily, that is our daily candle at the moment. So 4-day rally so far on the old PHEX. We'll take that, and we're over 50% on the daily. Daily. Just forgotten what this is called now. Bollinger Bands. Thank you very much. Thank you for that. So not bad there at all. There we are. We're having a couple of memory freezes here during the live stream. That's not good. All right, so we've got EHEX and PHEX. That's also on the rise as well over the last 3-4 days. So not too bad there, but we've got a lot of work to do on the old EHEX there. But PHEX is definitely the shining star on PulseChain. But hey, let's see how we go on that one. Now the combined price. Let's have a look. The combined price of EHEX and PHEX on investdex.io. I really love this site. Such a beautiful site. One of our, I would think it's the best workspace that we have, actually, quite a bit for the old PulseChain. We got as high, can you believe it? Combined price of 1.31 cents. Woohoo! This is on the 15-minute candles, by the way. This is even a smaller time frame. And of course, here we are at 1.23 cents. A really nice power move for Hex. Hex.com. Get some T shares, buy some Hex, get some T shares, and start mining Hex. That's the way it goes. And of course, T shares are becoming rarer over time, particularly by November. If earlier pays better, November we're going to have amazing, huge jump in the share rate, which means that you'll get less T shares for the same amount of Hex. So it's better to do it today than in November. That's for sure. All right, so that's pretty much it on the old Hex. So pretty good, eh? Pretty good. I think that's a great day. Can't do too much about that. It's nice covering green candles. I must say it's a lot easier covering green candles. Now, when you got red candles, of course, it's DCA time because you got to accumulate and watch that chart structure as much as you can. Obviously, you guys need to do your own due diligence, all that good stuff, but that's looked pretty good. Let's have a look at the validators at the moment. Validators are at 39,549, so looking pretty solid, just below 40,000. And we've got 1.27 trillion Pulse off the market, which is up slightly from what we had yesterday and the last couple of days. So 1.27 trillion is off the market and not available for sale. And we've got liquid loans coming down the line, which is going to help boost that too. The gas prices, of course, are super cheap on PulseChain, super fast, 17% faster than Ethereum. And of course, the full stake system stake copy of Ethereum. And of course, you got a copy of everything. If you had assets on Ethereum on the 10th of May at 10:36 UTC time, you would have a copy here over on PulseChain. And make sure you check your wallet. That's all you have to do is add the PulseChain network, switch over to PulseChain, and then go on to the Block Scout Explorer, scan.pulsechain.com, and check them out. Or we've got an Auto Explorer as well. You can go check there too. We also have some tools that can scan the network for you and add all the tokens for you. And we've got those in our Discord under useful links. So if you need some help with that, get into the chat. Get into a Discord, I should say. Now, the price at the moment is 0.004 cents for a PulseX swap, so super cheap compared to Ethereum. And, of course, 3/100th of a penny for a Pulse coin transfer. You can't do much better than that. That's only 7 Pulse, folks, 7 Pulse. And then, of course, 8/100th of a penny for a Pulse PRC20 transfer. It is insanely cheap over on PulseChain. Really cool. Look at that. How much cheaper? 1,900 times cheaper than Ethereum at the moment and 900 times cheaper than Bitcoin. It's going to be amazing in the bull market. And don't forget, we have our own chain operated by people from around the world. We have immutable code, true DeFi, but we also have a huge developer army, world-class developer army, rolling out a whole ton of DeFi. We don't have to wait 6 months for it. It's coming down the track. These guys have been working on it for 18 months, 2 years already, and it's coming down the track. So it's going to be unleashed. We're going to have a very flourishing ecosystem on PulseChain and DeFi. We really are going to lead it. And, of course, we've got a huge influencer army, huge and highly engaged community that a lot of the big influencers in Bitcoin and that try to attract because it's so highly engaged. So, we as a community can do amazing things, and we're going to keep pushing forward with that, which is pretty exciting. All right, so that is pretty much it on there. And let's jump over to the Dex screen. We're going to talk about PRC20s. Before we do that, though, let's catch up on the chat and see who else has jumped in here during the live stream. Man, you can't do much better than PulseChain prices pump. That's all I can say. All right, let's get back up the top here. We got up to Adam. Welcome to Adam, of course. We got It's Me Easy. What's it? A wrap Bitcoin on PulseChain will pull a P-DAI super soon. It's looking pretty good, I must say. It is kind of looking very good there. Pudding Guru says, good morning from Noosa. Good to see you, Pudding Guru. We got Matt as well. Hey, Matt. Hello. I'm here for a change. Been enjoying the beach too much. I can tell that. You probably got a beautiful tan too, Matt. Probably got a beautiful tan. I hope you are all well. Yeah, we're doing pretty well, I think. We got Andrew Reynolds. G'day, everybody. G'day. And who else has jumped in here? Rev 10. Morning, everybody. We seem to be flatlining now. The SEC is still a black swanning. What the KKK? I don't know even what that is. Black swanning. Yeah. Well, they're after the whole sector, right? They're after crypto and DeFi because it's freedom, right? They're after anything that's freedom. And Sandy Beach is DCA for the win. Absolutely. Let me see what else we got there. I'm just jumping through a couple of those comments. We got Francis in the house there. Hello, Francis. Good to see you. Pumpkin Owls jumped in there. Hello, everybody. Thanks to our best Pulse streamer, Hex Token Superman. I appreciate that. We've got a lot of great streamers out there, but certainly I'll appreciate the comment. We got the Brennan in the house there as well. Pump it. Yeah, definitely pump it. And you have my vote, Wookie. Yeah, Wookie likes to get votes. He's probably got some random thing going on at the moment in the chat. Awesome stream tonight, says Adam. Ivor says, hey guys, did you listen to this Twitter Spaces today with some interesting legal opinions? Sounds like the case against Richard is mega weak. Yeah, I've said that just by reading it as a layperson. I said that there's a lot of mistakes in it, and I think there's a lot of points of argument. And I'm sure Richard is aware of that. So we're going to find out in any case. Pudding Guru says there's two readings for Pudding. The other one. Yeah, right. And Ivor says the space was presented by Gula Athione. Well worth listening to. All right. So there you can go search for that one if you're looking for that. We've got Russ in the house as well. Hi, everybody. Good to see you, Russ. And who else is? I don't think Brennan's in the chat, is he? Oh, no, Brennan's here. Hey, Sandy. Brennan is here. Never fear. All right, good to see Brennan. Let's move it back over to BAM. Let's do it. Let's get into the... So, obviously, we had the system state fork of Ethereum on the 10th of May. And, of course, we're looking at the price discovery of the ERC20 copies as what they call PRC20 copies on PulseChain. And, of course, that's the biggest crypto airdrop of all time. And we're going to check out and see how some of them done. At the moment, we can see that SHIB is doing the best. It's up 20% today. And 18%, depending on, or 20%, I should say, depending on what pool you're in. And of course, SHIB doing pretty well. And I think SHIB's going to do very well when the 9-inch DEX comes out. Yeah, nice little pump there. And I think this is going to go to the moon when 9-inch comes out. Not financial advice, of course, but we're playing probability. The other one I think is going to do particularly well is probably this wrap Bitcoin, as someone said. Wrap Bitcoin is only up 6% today, but it's 200K of liquidity. And this is probably going to do pretty well as well. Now, everything, of course, wrap Bitcoin is not backed by actual Bitcoin on the Pulse chain because it's a copy. But hey, look, it doesn't mean that the shared narrative can't push it higher, but certainly it is doing well today, $55 on that one. And of course, the other one I was going to say is Pepe. Pepe is actually one of the worst performers on today, but this is probably going to get bought up for the 9-inch DEX as well, which is a $16 million sacrifice project. We're waiting for that to launch. It is specialized in meme coins. They're going to have the BBC incentive token, and away we go from that. So I've been talking about that for weeks because they've obviously delayed having to make adjustments to get their audit over the line. But I think that is probably looks pretty close to done based on a comment that we had from Hexy Bastard, one of the team members there a couple of days ago. So we'll be watching out for all these. So in any case, that is where we're at the moment. Where's PDI? PDI is down here. PDI is actually down 7% today. It is at 0008335, and we'll be watching this one as well. Still holding up though. Look at that, still holding up pretty interestingly. So it's going to go one way or the other. And at the moment, I would have to give it slightly biased to the upside. Is where I'd have that at the moment. Looking at Tropa, of course, the magical token Tropa. That is pretty much moving sideways at the moment as well. We'll see whether they just do some action because obviously a lot of energy has moved over to PulseChain, isn't it? Let's see how we going. We're 1 minute past, folks. Have we got a 4,000? Yes, we got a 4,000 candle. Yeah, we did it on PulseChain. We did it, folks. Look at that. We got a 4,000 candle there, looking really, really nice. And now we're on the the next day. So let's have a look. That's the 4 hourly. That's not cool. We get the right candle here. So there we are, 28 there. That is the right candle, and we're at 4,000. So that looks good. We'll probably have a new candle get minted there at the moment, and don't fall for the old 4 hour when you got the hourly there. So it looks like we're going to be sitting over that 4,000 for a daily close. Really, really cool. So congratulations. That bodes well. Let me just get rid of that and move back out of there. We're going to move on now to the meme coins. These are the smaller meme coins. See what the best performer is. We got Ben token up at the moment. Pretty small liquidity, but it's up 117% for some reason. Oh, look at that Ben token candle. Wow, for BitBoy. Look at that thing. And of course, there was some news come out around BitBoy today, but I didn't pull that up either because it's not really that PulseChainy. But at the moment, we've got 801347. It's a nice little pump there for Ben token. That's a copy, of course, but good news for that. Fluffy Slippers up again. Very small liquidity, though. And then Pulse Dodge and Paul Pleb. Those are the two well, 2 out of 3, actually. We've got Where Did the ETH Go down here. All those 3 are going to do well with the 9-inch Dex coming up, and they're super cheap at the moment. So, people, these are the ones that you can pick up, and the chances of doing very well are really, really cool. We're waiting for the 9-inch to launch, though. At the moment, that's 39 cents, almost 40 cents for Where Did the ETH Go. And Paul Pleb at the moment is sitting at, look at that update there. Look at that. It's been up all week. So that's been a pretty good play, isn't it? Up 42%. And this is only getting warmed up in my view. And so, yeah, we could see the prices get up here or something, which is potentially a huge upside. Obviously not financial advice, but, let's see if we can get back up to here. That is 192% gain in the BBC token and 9-inch Dex coming. That would be pretty exciting. All right, and Pulse Dodge, of course, is also another one here. That is up 5% as well. You're getting in early, and that's what you want to do. Now, there are bots on this, so I do suggest using Patius, Super Dex aggregator, to purchase on this one, because there are bots running on these tokens in particular, really severely. So definitely check that out. All right, so let's jump over to the PulseChain projects. We've got the list here. Let's go. The best performer is the weight token from Coast with Fiat on-ramp, off-ramp. We are talking about that today, so we'll talk about that in a minute. Fiat there at the moment is up 22%, building on its increase yesterday. We've gone from about 27 cents to 32 cents. So nice there for the Fiat fork of Aave. Let's pull that up and see what we got on. Yesterday we had, what, $750,000 in value on there. Let's see if it's gone up today, because that's a good test, isn't it? Obviously to build up there. So let's see whether they have managed to increase the value. Oh, yeah. This is really positive, guys. Really positive. 1.726 million. Very positive there for a Fiat fork of Aave on PulseChain. $1.7 million. That's positive. That's what we want to see. I'm excited about that. Now, I would love this to keep going up. That would be a very positive sign. But hey, look, the fact that it's gone from $750,000 to 1.7 plus million, that's a positive sign. So really, really cool on that. Let's quickly look at the Ethereum side as well. They're on both on Ethereum too. That's got 657K. So PulseChain doing way better than the Ethereum side there, and probably not surprising. So very, very exciting. That's great news. And don't forget, they also have $25 million of TVL locked on their balancer fork of PX. So definitely PX universe with all of its fork protocols. Some of the top protocols on Ethereum doing well out of the gate. So nice to see that. And let's see if this can keep climbing. I'd like to see that too. Now, the next one coming up, of course, is the famous fork of GMX that will have perpetuals and margin trading, including yield provision, which means you don't have to do any margin trading. You just provide the lending for people to go do it, and you can make a nice return. So that's going to be exciting to see that. And of course, if you've got the Fiat token, you can stake that and get 40% of the fee rewards as well. So pretty cool on that one. So Fiat there is up 32 cents. So well done. That is good news. This is the sort of stuff we want to see, and we want to see that build as we go on. We're only early. It's only the second day. So very, very exciting. All right, that is pretty much it on Fiat. So Fiat looking good. Of course, Coast has got some news out at the moment as well. We're going to talk about that. That is up, got a green day down at the bottom there, way underpriced, obviously. But we will see where that heads in the next couple of weeks. And that's pretty much, those are the top performers. We've got Burn up there at 16%, part of TIRH. We've got Halgo up 15%, B9, of course, the Papa B safety protocol there. That's up 13%. Time token from Internet Money, which we're going to be talking about today, is up 13%. Let's have a quick look at that at the moment. That is up. Nice little pump on that one at the moment, Time Token. Now, if you're holding Time Token in the Internet Money wallet, of course, you get a share of the swapping fees. Beetroot is up 12%. We'll have a quick look at that. Beetroot is up. This is way undervalued in my opinion too. This is the Privacy Hub. We do have strong privacy products through Beetroot on PulseChain, and that is having a nice little pump there too. Very cheap to get that. I think it's way undervalued. And of course, Trop Swap there from Jeff Kadakis is up as well. 00268 is the price there on that one. So those are sort of the leaders there. Let's jump away though to some of the project updates. We've got Tetra announcement. This is a pretty big announcement. So Tetra obviously doing very well. Let's have a look at the, let me have a look at the price here on Tetra. I'm pretty sure I've got it here somewhere. Tetra. Here is Tetra. This is their price. They got 161K liquidity. This is their price at the moment. Let's do auto log on that. So they've had 2 updates on Tetra, and they've been very successful, right? So if you go to Tetra website, this is Tetra website. You can see the cool dashboard. They've got lots of stuff coming. They've got different pools. They've got technology coming to PulseChain, which is pretty unique. So we're going to be looking at that more in the future. But these are the Prism pools. These are the first ones they launched. They all got pretty much sold out like so fast in like 10, 15 minutes. Each time one open, and they have, 7 opened up, and they all got sold out like that. Bam. And of course, 433 million Tetra tokens at a time getting staked out. Pretty crazy. So really, really nice. I think annualized, it was about a 9% yield annualized. So it was pretty attractive. And yeah, pretty cool. So that is that. And they've got more pools coming, right? So let's quickly read their update. Announcement. This came out. Hello, everybody. I hope things are going well. Despite the rocky start with PulseChain, we are really grateful Tetra has managed to thrive for the most part and hit all-time highs of 10x. We also have some recent developments we need to cover, and this is very important. These developments, so we're gonna read through these because I thought they have some nice insights here. It has been a great start, and the fact that we have gained in ratio with Pulse during recent pullbacks has been the icing on the cake. We want to thank all of you for believing in the protocol and valuing what we are building. Development update. Atlas and Stratus. So I know some of you are already in these Prism pools. These are the Prism pools. They've got 3 different pools. Prism is the first ones here. And of course, Atlas and Stratus are complete and ready to deploy on PulseChain. However, recent events, specifically with OKX, obviously OKX, the biggest centralized volume exchange that was doing volume for PulseChain, albeit not significant compared to the DEX volume, maybe between 125 to 250,000, something like that, was the last data that we saw on OKX. And some other centralized exchanges delisting Pulse has unfortunately degraded a critical third-party service we rely on. And so OKX has also impacted PortalX as well. So that's been important to know. So obviously, this is a lesson to be learned for DeFi. When you try to use CeFi or centralized exchanges as low-hanging fruit, because it's easy, right? That's part of it. You really have to build out your own technology. So there's been some important lessons for PulseChain and for DeFi and for the devs, the project teams about using centralized stuff, which we always talk about not doing. There are benefits to centralization in some degrees, but obviously we're in DeFi and we want to be able to have predominantly a DeFi solution. So lessons learned here, and I think a couple of the teams have learned that lesson, and we'll have to think about how they get workarounds. Maybe it's building something, new partnerships, whatever. Has unfortunately degraded a critical third-party service that we were reliant on. In essence, Atlas needs a DEX aggregator. We have built a relationship with Rubik to implement a version of their cross-chain DEX and bridge aggregator, which has been affected by delisting. So that's good news for PulseChain. In addition to this, fee hikes as much as 50% from ChangeNow. Well, now people have talked about the fee hike there with ChangeNow. Rubik used ChangeNow as routing, has made swaps inefficient, with some trading pairs on the Rubik system suspended. At the time of this writing, Rubik have responded to us directly and advised that no alternative solution has been found. It's important to note that this doesn't just affect us, but has an impact on others too, and that has been the case. So not only do we have OKX, but ChangeNow also with their fees. What is the solution? Since the OKX centralized exchange news was released a few days ago, and learning soon after this that there would be a knock-on effect for Tetra, we have been very busy in the background weighing up our options. So there's good coming out of this, right? Because we need really true DeFi solutions to be running, so we don't have any of these issues as well. We can't have this for PortalX, can't have it for Tetra. We can't have it for change now in particular. And yeah, we need to, it's very important that they create some technologies, whether it's bridges, cross-chain, DEX aggregators, whatever it's going to be. They need to be able to get that technology in place. It was clear that whatever we were going to do would remove any third-party risk for us, so that we launch the protocol. We do not suffer because of any services we rely on. Absolutely, that is the lesson. And a couple of teams of our top teams are learning that, which is good, right? This is good news because we're going to be better for it. So to mitigate against this, we have decided to build our own DEX aggregator for PulseChain. That's right, and that's great to see. It will live directly inside Atlas as a native component in our product suite. We have completed the specification for this, and we have already begun building it as of today. So fantastic news there. The aggregator will have options for things like limit orders, and I know everyone knows everyone's after limit orders. Have so many people moving at limit orders now. Obviously, I kind of expected PortalX to be first up with that, and we want get that, and then of course we may get that with a couple of other products as well. Batch transactions, as well as other useful features to allow users to get the cheapest swap prices available across all DEXs. Now, I think Patius is also going to be doing limit orders. I think that's one of their product offerings coming up to get the cheapest swap prices available on all DEXs on PulseChain. We agree. In addition, 100% of fees collected from customers using our DEX aggregator will be delivered to the Tetra staking pool. So if you're in that, that's even more bullish for you in the form of stable coins. And stable coins is great because that can be used for two things: buying more of your favorite coins, or giving you some risk management to have some stable coins on the side, looking for those dips, or just having some cash flow, whatever. So that's going to be good from that point of view. Now, they've also got more updates. Private RPC and archive node. In the light of the above, we have also reviewed the only other third-party service we had in place for Tetra. This was our node provider. The only third-party node provider that we are aware of for PulseChain is Now Nodes. This service is provided by ChangeNow as part of their development toolkit offering. We have taken advice on this and decided that the best option to give us a complete freedom of any service provider, this is great, guys, is to run our own dedicated service with our own private RPC and archive node for unrestricted and fast access PulseChain. This deployment has started today, which is great. Timescales. Now, when of the delivery, the above news is overall good for Tetra and allows us to become as decentralized as possible, and that's beautiful. That's where we want to go. I know we have to take a little bit of pain sometimes to get the gains, but to lead DeFi, we have to have all our solutions DeFi orientated, and that will protect us from attacks from outside, whether it's centralized from whatever source you can guess. That is going to help us a lot, right? However, there is going to be a slight delay in launching. Our goal is to have our DEX aggregator complete and Atlas live before the end of September, which is pretty exciting there. So I look forward to that. So we're only at the end of August now, so that's pretty cool. Reassurances. To increase transparency to the community, we will be doing two things during this time. And of course, that we will be posting development updates every Friday with progress information. We will also do a detailed and in-depth video soon showing more of the features of Stratus. And of course, we want to thank everybody for the continued support and belief in myself and the team. Protocol is nothing without the community, and I'm grateful for everyone. Kind regards, Stu and the Tetra team, which is pretty awesome. Now, the cool thing about this is that these guys have got some pretty unique technology coming to PulseChain, as well as a lot of cool DeFi. So very excited about this. Really going to be a strong team in the ecosystem. I'm going to post a link to that tweet if you want to leave a comment or retweet. Definitely get into doing that. I think that's very helpful to the team as well. Give them a follow as well if you're not following, and find out more about their tech if you want to get into that. It's going to be got some cool tools coming. So that is the link there. All right. So really great. Sandy Beach says, yay, Tetra. Absolutely. And of course, good to see Kim in the house. Good to see you on Superman Crypto there, Kim. Welcome to the chat. All right. What else? That is Tetra. I hope you guys enjoyed that. So that is Tetra there. Bam, bam, bam. And we're going to jump out through Tetra. Liquid loans. We're moving to the big boy player. This is a $51 million sacrifice project. And man, oh man, we're looking forward to this. This is one of the whales in the community. And of course, they're going to be rolling out huge leverage lending protocol, 0% interest-free DeFi borrowing protocol, asset-backed stablecoin, low 110% collateral ratio, no repayment schedule, immutable governance-free, and no admin keys. That's what we're lucky to roll in DeFi. And they are going to be launching one of the most critical components of PulseChain infrastructure, the Fetch Oracle. And of course, other protocols like PowerCity, like PulsePot, that will be relying on those protocols for price calls and non-price calls. So it's going to be very exciting. They're also going to have revenue stream for there, being a Oracle reporter for Fetch Oracle will be a form of income as well for some people in that specialized area. So more revenue opportunities come to PulseChain for that. Now they've been ramping up their marketing. Have you guys noticed they've been ramping up their marketing hardcore on social media? And of course, I'm expecting to do some hard marketing as well using advertisers. Definitely think that that's probably in the pipeline. Some of these bigger protocols, we want them to do some formal marketing. We don't see that from the smaller teams because they don't have the budget. They do a lot of just social media and a network marketing, but we want to see formal marketing as well using advertisers. And I suspect that Liquid Loans may be one of those that we see that from. They've certainly got the budget for it, and that would help PulseChain and branding as well. PulseChain market update, a flurry of Richard Hart tweets. They've got updates on that, so it's kind of cool from them. So they've definitely been increasing their marketing and interactions, which is really, really cool. They've been putting out understanding liquid loan liquidations in 4 steps of different features of their protocol. They've been pushing that out for liquid loans, and I think this is going to be a little bit sooner than I thought coming to market, and we're going to be watching for the Fetch Oracle. Now, when the Fetch Oracle does come out, we're expecting at least a week or two for them to operate that live before launching liquid loans, and then Power City as well with the Earn protocol. So we are expecting, that sort of play. I'm still expecting at this stage, probably the second half of September is the launch, which will probably be a better time frame. And of course, that gives us a gap from the SEC event. It also gives us, maybe 6 weeks or so at least. And also, if September is ended up being a little bit fuddy, then we're on the back end of that. So that's kind of cool. Leads us well into the final quarter of the year, October, November, December, and for the Christmas period. And who knows, we might get a mini rally after September if September does end up being a bit of a lazy month for crypto and markets generally. And of course, we've got the Fed Reserve coming up in 3 weeks, right? So we've got that in there as well. Want to access the value of Pulse, of course, without having to sell it. That's a big component, right? Being able to collateralize Pulse. This is going to be bringing that feature to the PulseChain, and I think that's so exciting. So really excited for some of the ramp up in marketing. Obviously, Walrus is out there crushing it with his updates as well. So really looking forward to all the stuff that's coming from this team. So that's Liquid Loans. I just wanted to give a big shout out to them. We're looking forward to it. It really is a pivotal turning point. I think them launching at the right time is very important. And so for me, the back end of September would be the earliest I'd want them to launch. So once again, they're going to do what they're going to do, but definitely that gives us a good time window. We'll see when they do. I think I kind of get the sense that CryptoCrazy's got a earlier as soon as possible approach. And maybe that will just match with my timeline anyway. We'll see how we get on there. All right. What else? We've got Internet Money as well. Now, Internet Money is in its final beta. This is our native wallet at the moment for PulseChain. Obviously, we've got out there in the mist, out there in the ether is the Richard Hart wallet, the Hart wallet. And of course, the last update we had, that was 1 or 2 devs working on that. So we'll see what happens with that as well. Whether there's a how that rolls out and everything else. It's going to be interesting. But in the meantime, we've had a extremely well-developed, robust wallet native to PulseChain where you get to earn the swapping fees, not MetaMask, and you get to have your tokens thrive. You don't get blocks like MetaMask, which is fake DeFi. You get to share the profits. They take all the profits. They get to buy their big houses in the Hamptons. You guys get to use Internet Money, right? So we got the buy and burn stat update there for time. And this is some of the results they've had so far. So this is in final beta. They are waiting for final audits before moving to what I call their commercial release, which is V1. And of course, looking forward to that. I think that's coming up very soon. Now on PulseChain, they've had total time deposited 27.5 million. That's 1.3% of the total supply. Total time bought and burned 102,000. That's 0.0051% of the total supply. The total Pulse claimed is 541,000. So that's the amount of Pulse claimed from people holding wallets, based on what I can tell there, which is pretty exciting. That's on PulseChain. On Ethereum, they've had 130 million deposited of time token on the Ethereum side. They got 6.5% of the total supply. Total time bought and burned 61,000, 0.03% total supply, and the total ETH claimed 0.017 ETH there on the old Ethereum. And of course, the third chain, BSC, they've had 141 million deposited, 7% of the total supply. Time bought and burned 77,000, 0.0038%, and the amount of BNB claimed 0.003. So a lot of action on the PulseChain side. and apparently there's a lot more Pulse there to claim, so you might as well claim that. Let me know in the chat if you got Time Token in the wallet, in your Internet Money wallet, because I know many of you have downloaded Internet Money wallet. If you haven't, of course, definitely check it out. I'm going to post the link to Internet Money if you want to download that. Remember, it hasn't got final audits, but it has been progressing pretty well. I haven't had too many issues there. Now, one thing I was going to say, they had an update here as well 10 hours ago. What other wallets, exchanges, and protocols delist PulseChain or inaccurately calculate the price of Pulse, hurting users? Of course, MetaMask has done that to PulseChain, the so-called DeFi. You got to remember that the Hex community, which is one of Richard Hart's token founding, made Uniswap popular, made it successful, and that's no joke. It really was. If you were back there, you would know that. And of course, they ended up blocking PulseX and Hex on the MetaMask, and that's not cool. That's not DeFi. They run around saying they're DeFi. They're not DeFi, and PulseChain is going to lead DeFi, and Internet Money Wallet is playing a critical role in that. So big shout out to KG and the development team there. Internet Money IO wallet continues to add more PulseChain support and always calculates the price of all PulseChain assets accurately. So a big shout out to them. And of course, this wallet's only going to get better and better. It is already very, very good. So definitely check that out. I'm going to leave a link to this as well. So if you want to get hold of Internet Money Wallet and download a copy, and you can consider that. So definitely check it out. So that is Internet Money Wallet. Let me scroll that up. So looking good there on Internet Money, and bam. I forgot to post the Liquid Loans link, but you guys know where that is, most of you. So there is Internet Money, bam. All right, we're going to get back into, before we get into more project updates, yes, we've got more. We're going to get into the comments and say hello again. We've got a few more people that have jumped in here. So let's catch up with that. Where did I get up to here? I've got my own sound effects, which I make up myself live on a live stream. We've got Russ. We've got Russ in the house. Hi, everybody. Good to see Russ. We've got Astrid in the house. Woo! Good to see Astrid. We've got Stitzy Jones, Richard's BTC. Yeah, at hex.com. Did you know Richard had hired a ex-SEC attorney to clear Hex of being a security before launch? Yes, well aware of that. I thought it was pronounced, what's it? Gluta. Yeah, it's hard to say. I'm just going to leave it right there at the moment. Stancy says wrap Bitcoin on PulseChain is seriously underrated. I believe so. It's certainly doing pretty well, I think. Humberto as well. Also, awesome info, Ivor. We need to stand together and fight the FUD with truth and facts. Yeah, that's right. And hey, look, it's coming up in, 3 months away, is it? The old court case there. Richard probably did some BTC to wrap Bitcoin for snapshots, says L late game. Yeah, we don't know. He's doing his thing. He never really tells anybody, which is the right thing to do. Smash the like button, folks. We need to get our community message out there. Absolutely. Smash the like button. It does help with the algorithms. And if you're new to the channel, if you love daily PulseChain, PulseX, and Hex updates, then definitely get in on this channel. Thomas says, I feel like when Famous comes out, we are going to see some crazy stuff. That's correct. Famous is the one I'm really looking forward to because of the margin trading. Now, obviously, we don't generally condone margin trading, but people do it anyway. And so if we're going to have it on PulseChain, we'll have a good version. Now, the cool thing is that when you're in DeFi, your keys, your coins, right? So when you go to centralized exchanges to margin trading, you don't even own the coins that you put on there. As soon as you put them on there, the exchange owns them, and you have to beg for them back sometimes. People have had to beg for their coins back so many times, it's crazy. And sometimes if an exchange gets hacked, they may not be recoverable either. And if it goes into liquidation and gets someone managing that, then you're waiting forever to do that, right? So you're waiting for years to get that back. You might at least 5 years. I mean, it's crazy how long it takes as well. Yeah, but Famous is going to be pretty amazing. And of course, your keys, your coins. So it's halfway there to DeFi. And of course, they'll be able to, that will pump assets big time, up to 30x leverage. And of course, we're going to see some crazy stuff on there for sure. What else have we got? Eddie Harving as well. Woo, let's pump. Absolutely. Budo says, I'm not planning to touching Famous. I don't have the necessary experience, but it will be fun to see the whales there. So yeah, definitely. If that's not something, if you don't have that risk appetite and expertise, I wouldn't even go near it. But what you can do is you can provide liquidity and get paid pretty handsomely. That's what I'm going to say. I'll leave that there. I'll leave it there for you. What else? We got, let me just jump over that. Nice to see Kim in the Superman Crypto, of course. Liquid loans will be like having an extra buy and burn bot. Absolutely, that is true. It's going to be amazing. But collateralizing Pulse is going to be a big deal. Brendan says, use useful links in our Discord. You've got all the useful links, PulseChain in our Discord. I'm going to continue to improve that, of course. But jump in the Discord there. Very cool. That is the liquid loans on Twitter. Thank you so much, Lies Beneath, for posting that. We did cover that earlier. I forgot to post that as well. Tell me your secrets, says Fast Abdul. Oh, tell me your secrets. And of course, there is the Hex Token Discord if you want to join up, and go to useful links if you want to catch up many of the links as well. All right. Let's get back into action here. More PulseChain project updates. And of course, that is Internet Money Wallet website. You can download the wallet there. Moving to Coast. Coast, of course, the Fiat on-ramp, off-ramp for PulseChain, a very important part of our infrastructure. Your money on Pulse, building a self-custodial Fiat on-ramp for PulseChain and a Fiat-backed stablecoin CST. Now, that is performing much better now. The liquidity is coming in really nice, over $500,000 already, and it's a soft launch, really, from my point of view. The OKX Coast, you can get the link in the video description to Brian's referral, but I'm sure Brian, if he's on watching, can post his link in there as well. You get 5,000 weight tokens if you bring in your Fiat directly to PulseChain via Coast with CST. Now, we have some big updates for this as well, posted by Archie earlier in our Discord, so let's quickly check that out. Let us have a look at that. We got Coast update. Some of the updates coming for 1st of September. There's going to be a swap feature will be added to the app. You will be able to swap into PLS directly in the app. So that's very important. I was going to talk to the team about this, but they're doing some of the things that I have on my list. So it's good to see. You'll be able to fund your Coast account with ETH-based stablecoins as well. So from Ethereum, and then you can mint CST on PulseChain too. So they're widening their offering on the old Coast on-ramp, which is great. Also, Coast is now listed on PulseChain.com as well as an option to buy. So that's good news too. So very cool stuff there happening with Coast. All right, so that is Coast. So cool. Now we have some breaking news as well. I'm going to post you the Coast there if you want to get more details about how to directly on-ramp Fiat to PulseChain. But so definitely check that out. And of course, that is the link there. Actually, I don't need to post it because Brian's posted his app there. But I will post the Twitter account in case you want to follow them and get more information, because they've got a rollout. It's going to happen every month pretty much from the looks of it. They're going to be rolling out new features and new countries that can access. At the moment, it's just US, UK, Canada, and Australia. But they're opening up more countries coming up. So we're going to talk about that. All right. What did I say? I think we said that they were going to open up 4 more countries is what we're expecting. 4 more countries. And I think we had an update there on the Coast Twitter about that down here somewhere. Anyway, it was 4 more countries are coming for the old PulseChain. They're going to coming out in September as well. We may even get debit and credit cards too, which will be absolutely a game. What I would call a hard launch once we get debit and credit cards on there too. And that's the cool thing is that Coast eventually is going to be trying to offer a credit card. I can think of some PulseChain colors for that. I can think of some gold cards for that. I really like it. And that's going to interact with the Fiat world as well. So Coast is really opening up 2 cool things. Now we need 2 things, right? We need a Fiat on-ramp, off-ramp. We also need a cross-chain bridges, right? So those are the 2 things, and we've got different solutions in that space. So exciting there. All right, let's jump over to, I just want to bring up Patius quickly because we've got some breaking news around Patius. So let me bring up Patius. Patius, let me spell it properly first. Patius, oh man, I'm not even spelling it properly. Let me just hit the link. There is Patius. All right, so Patius there with the app. We'll go to the app. That's the app. So it's Patius, and it is their it is a DEX aggregator. And it's a very powerful one. Also, it gives you bot protection, MEV bot protection. And of course, this is the website. They just finished their sacrifice. And apparently, we have some news around the sacrifice. If you are part of that, we got some news. And the news is that Patius update. Someone was asking, is the token allocation from the sacrifice this week? Yes, as well as the launch. So there we are, folks. So they're going to be allocating and launching the token for Patius. If you sacrifice for that, they had $700,000, I think, sacrificed. That is going to be launching on the PulseChain in the week coming up. So this week, because we're already in the future. What day is it? It's Tuesday. I forget what day it is, but we're at Tuesday, so it's this week. It's coming to be launching Patius. This is phenomenal. These guys are so professional, and really is great technology. And these guys have got more coming. They got more coming. So very, very exciting about this. This goes around to all the different liquidity pools, gets you the best rate basically, and it's very good at doing it as well. So very excited about that. Patius. I'll post the link to that in the chat if you want to find out more details. Bam. I didn't expect to talk about two of these projects. Can you believe it? And we've talked about them because there's just coming hot off the press there. Bam, bam. Now there's Patius. All right. This is really cool. So if you think about, there's another one out there called Zenify. That's like the Dex aggregator of aggregators. We're going to talk about that too. But Patius is absolutely stunning though. Stunning technology. Really great to have it. All right. So we've talked about that. Now we've got a new utility coming up. VerifyPulse. Now I don't know that much about this project. It's kind of just come out of nowhere, and they've got VerifyPulse.com is going to be launching. So this is a new utility. I don't know if any of you guys have come across it, but contract analysis and token ranking on PulseChain. So another utility that people can use, very good for people in the community. What PulseChain tokens would you like to see in the Pulse token rankings? This is 3 hours ago on VerifyPulse.com. Right at launch, let us know. We are close, really close, they say, hashtag VerifyPulse. So that's kind of cool. Now, I'm going to post a link to that as well in the chat if you want to go and check this out. VerifyPulse. Now, we may have to verify the verifier, but hey, that's just part of crypto. So there is VerifyPulse. That's a new utility coming to PulseChain to verify contracts. So that is a cool extra utility. So yeah, exciting news. The PulseChain blockchain sync is complete. That was on the 24th. VerifyPulse is now in its final stages of preparation. Who's ready to begin verifying contracts on PulseChain? Stay tuned for launch details. So very, very cool. So that is the stuff. This is the website. VerifyPulse is a free-to-use platform for enhancing security on PulseChain. Users will enter a token address to review any potential risks associated with the contract. So really, really good from a risk point of view. And of course, they are building. But look, here's a count. Here's a clock. Look at that, 3 days and 2 hours to go until they launch. So getting really, really close is this on the old website. So that's a new utility coming. I think it's going to be important. The more security stuff we have, the better that people can go check. I'm excited about it. I hope you are too. So looking good there. That is VerifyPulse. Things are really ramping up. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? We've got so many teams out there. We want more teams. If you're a developer, get on to PulseChain. Start developing some cool stuff, particularly stuff that we haven't got already. Because that's what, we want to have the biggest ecosystem. We've certainly got a lot of the best products rolling out in the next couple of months, and you're most welcome to build on PulseChain and bring it on. That leads us into Hex.com, of course. You can check that out, Hex.com. I've got to put the links back into the video descriptions. It's the one thing I'm missing from my video description links because I just updated them, but definitely check that out. Hex.com, you can buy Hex on Ethereum or PulseChain and then start mining your own swapping it for T shares and start mining your own Hex. And of course, this is one of the few tokens in the last bull market to hit a 10,000x. So definitely has huge potential. And of course, founded by Richard Hart, one of the most well-known people in crypto, one of the most well-known famous people. And it looks like he's going to battle against SEC, just like Binance and Coinbase. He has got his own battle there too. All right, so let's jump over to Hex daily stats. We're on day 1365. We've got the 28th of August. Our price is at 00371, up 5.2%. 3 days in a row. We'll take that. And the payout per T-share, this is the main number that we're looking at when we get paid every day with our T-shares, 6.61 Hex per T-share. The share rate jumped pretty decent today, 19 to 29,133. Now, in November, this is going to jump about 1,400 Hex per T-share. So definitely earlier pays better. You need less Hex today than you will in November by a lot. So definitely worth getting some T-shares. I always suggest a T-share mining ladder. We have T-shares maturing at different times and that like a passive income. That's I prefer that. Mathematically speaking, the longer the better, right? Longer pays better, bigger pays better, and earlier pays better. Those three things what get you the most value out of Hex. Now, 39% APY on existing T-shares. I must always say that. And of course, liquidity, 192 million Hex in there, and $212,000 and 69 Ethereum. So Ethereum really gone up there today, which is kind of cool. And Hex has gone down. That's what we like to see. T-shares up 23,500 T-shares in the ownership pool. Hex is really easy to understand. We have a reward pool and ownership pool. your T shares are in the ownership pool there. That stands for trillions of shares, T shares. You could have B shares, billions of shares, or M shares, millions of shares. That's kind of the logic there. And of course, 9.8 million T shares in the pool. How about that? Up big time today, 23,000. That's not bad. Locked percentage of coins, 9.31% of all hexes locked at the moment. And of course, we had penalties there, 395,000. In fact, I was just going to go back to that pool there. That pool actually with 23,000. I believe that was someone putting out a whole ton of 400 million lot of Hex T shares. I think that was the case. I haven't pulled up the Hex Whalebot, but I think I did see something like that. We've got 400,000 Hex penalties, and we've got 7 increase in liquid holders, and 13 decrease in miners. Despite the T share jump there, we're at 120,305 miners on the old Ethereum chain for Hex. Now moving to PulseChain. What did I say it was? Day 108, I think I said it was. We've got the data hasn't come out yet, so we can't talk about the PulseChain side, but we'll talk about that tomorrow. That is pretty much hex.com, folks. Check it out. The combined price of Hex at the moment, 1.24 cents. Wee-hee-hee, yeah, boy. And the most bullish stuff is that, we got PulseChain here ramping up. We're on our next day. Look at that new candle, over 4,000. Yeah, Doyle rules, as we say. Doyle rules. I'm excited about that. You get excited too. That is awesome. That is awesome. Let's go to the 15-minute chart. And there we are. Look at that. Actually, let's go back to the daily chart, see what else we got in there. Yeah, let's see if we can head back to the middle of the Bollinger Band. That would be 4,400. Let's see if we can get back up to there. That's kind of cool. I'm liking. I hope you guys are liking it too. I guess the next one after getting to the Bollinger Band of 4,400 would be getting back up over 5,000. That would be kind of the next logical point. Back over 5,000 to get us over these tops here as well. But look at that. We've broken this down with resistance here, which is kind of cool. So we're going to get rid of those actually. And we're going to get rid of that too. And looking good. We'll get rid of that too, and we'll get rid of that as well. So I think the next one is the next target would be this one. So let's see if we can get the 5,000. But we do have the Bollinger Band here too as a decent target as well. So looking good. So there we are. How about that? That's our chart for today. That is pretty much it. And of course, breaking that resistance is going to be important, right? So very, very nice. In fact, let's put one more in here because we're going to have fun with the old angles. That's the angle. Let's see if we can beat out. That is I'm going to put it right in the close of that candle that we just finished. And we're going to move that to dashboard there. Bam, dotted. Let's do that. And this is our target. So we're going to make that a solid line. Let's do solid. And wow, that is it. So 5,000 would be pretty much around here. Let's see how we get on. All right. PulseX there at 1140. Incentive token ratio at 32,000. Hex is continuing to push up as well. Go P-Hex. Get over 1 cent. You good thing. Let's do it. Why not? Why not? Let's do it. Let's show the SEC that the community can recover its valuation. Let's do that. It's a DeFi ultimate ecosystem, leading DeFi, the people's chain. Let's go, go, go. And of course, EHEX there over 4/10 of a penny. And let's see if we can get some action on that too. But the combined price is 1.244 cents, so almost 1.25 cents on the old EHEX PHEX combination. Looking good. You guys excited? I'm excited. I'm excited. All right, let us jump into the final comments as well. Let's finish up on that. I'm going to leave it in this format. We've covered so much stuff today, haven't we? Yeah, and don't forget Brian's Fiat on-ramp there for weight token. If you want to get Fiat to PulseChain, definitely use that. You get 5,000 weight tokens as a bonus, and so does Brian. And it gets him up into the leaderboard. He's trying to get to number 2 behind Crypto Coffee. We're not under any illusion that we're going to get ahead of Crypto Coffee at all, but just well worth getting to number 2. That's definitely plausible. So we're going to see how we go. He's at number 3 at the moment. He gets the 3. So if you are putting a Fiat on to PulseChain, a good option. If the beer is this busy, just imagine what is to come. Adam says, well said, man. Well said. What else there? We've got to find a couple of final comments. We've got Ryan in the house. Good to see you, Ryan. LFG, yeah, boy. Good to see you, Ryan. And yeah, that's fun to see. All right, we're going to wrap up today. I think that's a good place. An hour and 10 minutes. I'm going to go on my walk, day number 38. Now, if you want to get yourself fit and enjoy your crypto at the same time, do encourage you to do some walks. If you need medical attention, get that first, of course. But yeah, to start off easy. If you're really unfit, really easy to start off, even 5-minute walks, depending on what your state of starting is. But otherwise, I'm doing an hour and a quarter. Maybe that's a goal you can get up to. And I'm doing day number 38 of 300. 300 is my target on day 38. And a big shout out to Sandy Beach, who is the inspiration for all of this. And Brian is training too on his bike, so he's following Sandy Beach's lead, and we do appreciate all that too. Take care, all says lies beneath, absolutely, and onwards and upwards for that. All right, let's play out something cool on the way out. I'm going to play out something which I think, we've had a nice PulseChain pump. We've got lots of project updates. Let's play out something that's really inspiring around PulseChain, PulseX, and Hex. Take care, everybody. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Subscribe, like, share, hit the bell on Superman Crypto and Hex Token channel. Get into our Discord. The link's in the video description. And, of course, lots of other cool, useful links there too. So take care, everybody. Bye for now. Peace out.
Well, I drifted off again at work, thinking about PulseChain. And occasionally I think back to that twerk, Richard Hart bringing his game. Well, I didn't make the sacrifice 'cause I came too late, but day one I'm still making it rain. Oh, I drifted off again at work, thinking about PulseChain. I woke up in a sweat last night, dreaming about PulseX. Won't be long before I'm going to bed, wearing a Rolex. There's so much to love about it, I can't pick my favorite. It's almost better than sex. Well, oh, I woke up in a sweat last night, dreaming about PulseX. If you wanna be set up for life, you better stake your Hex. Might as well start with 5555, a financial suplex. Generational wealth is just a click away. It's a Nobel Prize worthy flex. If you wanna be set up for life, you better stake your Hex. A financial suplex, a Nobel Prize worthy flex. You better stake your Hex.